Chapter 6. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Anonymous. It is just before sunrise on another stormy winter day. I'm standing at the stern of the Alcyon, staring at the stars and just finishing the 2 to 5 a.m. watch. The wind is howling across Dangerous Reef, causing the Alcyon to swing like a pendulum at her anchor. I'm trying not to breathe through my nose because of horrible cargo of really pungent odors is riding the wind from Dangerous Reef. The tiny spit of rock is a seabird rookery and fur seal whelping sanctuary. The reef smells worse than an overstuffed diaper pail. I don't I know there isn't a chance of launching the shark cages today, yet part of my watch requires that I continue the chum corridor, drifting behind the windship. Scooping up a bucket of fish offal, tuna oil, and dried blood, I lean over the stern and pour it into the dark water. I'm trying to keep the awful stuff from splashing on my pants, so I'm pouring it slowly. Apparently, this gives the great white shark all the time it needs to zero in on the source, because Amy erupts at my feet, biting viciously at the chum stream. Leaping wildly out of the way, I inadvertently spill fish offal onto my 501 jeans. Desperate to change my pants, I instead wipe off the grosser chunks before rushing into the bridge to grab my camera. Quickly loading it with high-speed film, I dash back outside. I'm trying I'm tying a rotting mackerel to a piece of rope with a yellow balloon on it when Capkin arrives along with the sunrise. Whoa, that's some smell out here, Capkin states the obvious as he steps through the bridge door. He takes several very deep breaths through his nose, then he snorts loudly. Don't tell me you like that foul odor, I asked in surprise. Not at all, Capkin states cheerfully. By overloading the nose all at once, I get used to it sooner. The smell practically goes away. Really? I answered, hazarding several deeper breaths myself. I feel my nose wrinkling in protest. My legs are also not very happy with the slimy feeling of the chum clinging jeans. Why are you tying that decaying fish to a balloon? Making a party favor for someone? Capkin's good mood is a direct result of his having just left the breakfast table. It's an experiment. I grin in a friendly way, mostly because I'm looking for a second set of hands. Want to help? Sure, just as long as I don't have to touch your stinky fish. Capkin is the most enthusiastic person I know, which also explains why he usually has more fun than anyone else in the crew. I excitedly tell him that I want to recreate the poster from the movie Jaws. The Jaws poster is actually a painting depicting a great white shark leaping right at you with his massive mouth wide open. Only I'm intent on doing it with a real shark. Amy's morning leap has given me a unique idea of dangling a fish from the windship's crane, which is why I need Capkin's help. I thread the rope through the tip of the crane, then lower the fish into the water. The floating yellow balloon will keep the fish near the surface. When the great white lunges for the bait, Captain must quickly pull the fish straight up. To get the fish, Amy is going to have to leap for it. I like it, says Captain enthusiastically, taking hold of the rope. Where will you stand to take the picture? The swim step, I answer, jumping down onto the tiny platform, which is only 8 inches above the water. This should be real interesting, Captain deadpans. What happens if the leaping shark lands on the swim step? I imagine I'll get off it rather rapidly. I respond while wondering if this is really a bright idea. While the fish is dangling in the water under the yellow balloon, I try taking several more deep breaths through my nose, but each time the foul stench remains just as intensely horrible. Are you sure this breathing deeply through the nose reduces the smell's impact? I ask in despair. No, Captain replies cheerfully. I just wanted to see if you would be stupid enough to try it. I'm about to say something in reply, but the great white shark erupts from the water at my feet, ending our conversation. Amy is the bad tempered shark with a serious attitude problem. She lunges for the dead fish, which completely surprises her by flying straight up out of the water. The astonished shark tries to pursue, but lacking momentum, falls back into the water instead. Amy makes 5 more unsuccessful lunges for the fish before her bad disposition sends the now thoroughly angered shark into a biting frenzy. Shark scientists refer to this activity as display behavior. Amy is swimming in circles, furiously biting empty water repeatedly. Looks like Amy is getting a mite stirred up. Captain tugs lightly on the line, making the bait fish wiggle invitingly. The enraged shark circles the floating balloon with its dancing fish baggage, then reverses direction and rapidly swims straight down. Uh-oh, I cautioned Captain. I think this might be it. She's going deep. Seconds later, I see the dark shape of the shark torpedoing vertically upward like a ballistic missile. As Capkin jerks the fish rapidly upwards, the 3,000-pound shark explodes from the water, its massive mouth wide open, giant teeth flashing in the sunlight. Her tail drives furiously, propelling her a full 6 feet above the shark-thrashed water. Quickly leaning outward with my camera, I shoot a full-frame picture of the fierce predator from only 3 feet away. Seeing the enraged shark filling the viewfinder, I release the shutter, knowing that it is the picture I'm hoping for. I'm about to shout with glee when the balloon and the bait fish lands with a solid plop on the swim step. Caught up in all the excitement, Capkin has accidentally let go of the rope. Uh-oh, I think to myself. The shark, still in aerial pursuit, looks in my direction but fortunately falls short. She slams back into the water right next to the tiny platform. The shark belly whopper instantly flushes me head to toe with freezing salt water. For a moment, I'm completely stunned, which sends Capkin into a fit of laughter. I look at him and grin. Then abruptly, I hear a loud grinding sound on the swim platform to my rear. Quickly spinning around, I see the shark right behind me. Amy is angrily chewing on the aluminum swim step. The teeth, gnashing repeatedly on metal, are only a foot away from my bare toes. Instinctively, I leap backward and land on the inflated balloon. The sharp sound of the bursting balloon startles me. I almost leap again, but suddenly remember the shark chomping away at the swim step. Hurry, get a picture! I had forgotten about the camera in my hand. I quickly raise it and push the shutter release, but nothing happens. The shark attacks the swim step a final time, leaving foot-long scrapes in the white paint. Then it disappears beneath the stern with an angry flick of its tail. I take a long breath and slow my beating heart, no longer aware of the foul scent in the air. Excitement always captures the whole mind's attention. Next, I take a closer look at the camera. It is soaking wet. That's the second camera you flooded this year. says Jean Michel gravely as he steps out of the Alcyon's bridge. I soaked another camera on the previous expedition when I got too close to a breaching humpback whale. I can fix the camera and the film inside is fine, I answered happily. Just wait until you see this shot. Jean Michel nudges Capkin. Do you see what is oozing up from his feet? Glancing down, I see that I am standing barefoot on the rotting mackerel. Some of the squashed fish is grossly seeping up between my toes. Don't you have anything better to do than play with the bait? Complains Jean Michel. Thoroughly washing my jeans and feet later does not eliminate the smell of decaying fish. It is the reason why the rest of the crew bans me from eating dinner in the salon. Sitting alone in the captain's chair on the bridge with a large salad propped between my knees, I think about real life choices. Most of us want adventure and challenge in our lives, yet few people actually take the time and effort to do something constructive about it. Creative men live many lives. Some men are so dull they do not live, even once. Dagobert de Runes. There are two very real conditions in discovering challenge and adventure in life. They both require an active lifestyle and an inquisitive mind. Captain Cousteau once said, the primary motivator in my life is curiosity. The world right outside each of our front doors is full of wonder, mystery, and potential adventure. The challenge is merely to step outside and look for the unexpected, then to get involved with it. My afternoon adventure with Amy wouldn't have happened had I not been actively looking for a new way to shoot dramatic pictures of great white sharks. Instead of being inquisitive, I could have just sat on the stern and done nothing. And of course, nothing would have been my appropriate reward. Boredom is self inflicted. Activity is the only medicine I take. It is very efficient. Captain Jacques Gilles Cousteau.